We were talking about midpoint, and we want to be able to find the midpoint of a segment. So midpoint, if M is collinear with A and B, and M is the midpoint of A and B, then AM is equal to MB. And I'm going to use my straight edge and my ruler, and I'm going to mark this as M was on the middle of AB. So right there in the middle is going to be about 1.5. So put it right there, and that's going to be M is the midpoint. Now, if M is the midpoint, and it says AM is equal to MB, then we can use congruent marks, and we can say that AM is congruent to MB. If we use 2, then we use 2. We can also use 3. If we put 3 there, then we put 3 there. Okay. Now, the midpoint formula, and right here we have X sub M and Y sub M. That means that we're looking for the coordinates of the midpoint. So as you can see, we have X sub 1 plus X sub 2 divided by 2. That's going to be our X sub M. And then we have Y sub 1 plus Y sub 2 divided by 2. That is going to be our Y sub M, or our Y midpoint. And we just, even though these are written in one line like this, we solve this separately. We solve the two things separately. Okay, so we have an example. It says calculate the midpoint of the given line. So we want to find out our coordinates first. So here we have the coordinate of 4, 3. And here we have the coordinate of -4, -2. So the first thing is I'm going to write out my formula, but I'm going to write it in as two separate things. So I'm going to say X sub M is equal to just the average of the two endpoints. So because there's two endpoints, we're taking average, we're going to divide by 2. So X sub 1, we'll say is -4, and X sub 2 is 4. -4 plus 4 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So our midpoint of our X value is 0. We also want to find our Y midpoint. And we use the same formula because we have two Y endpoints, but we want to find the middle. So Y sub 1 is -2, and Y sub 2 is 3. -2 plus 3, that's going to be equal to 1 over 2, and that is reduced, or you could change it to 0.5. So then our coordinate of X sub M comma Y sub M, or the midpoint, is 0, 1/2.